Okay, we're live. Welcome everybody to the global sales meeting for August 2024. Now, like always, this is going to go for about 15 or so minutes. We'd love to make this collaborative. So I'll be calling on individual people, but please put your hand up, ask questions, yell out, provide feedback. It's all incredibly helpful for us as we build out this department and function. So what's the headline summary for the last month of July 2024? 3 things. First one is we secured our first flagship B2B customer with InDrive. We're going to hear more about that in a moment from Atta. The second one is where we continue to optimize the team for impact. What I mean by that is currently we have 16 people in the sales team. That's drifting up to 17 or 18 with a few hires that Remit is making on sales engineering. But overall, that's down from 26 we had in March. So we had 26 people in March. Today we're at 16 as of yesterday. But we're getting more done, which is really important as we increase the efficiency of the sales and marketing function for our B2B engine. The third big takeaway is that our processes continue to improve. They're not perfect, and they never will be, but we are making incremental steps every single month to make this better and better. Eventually, we want to get to a point where we can just add people. We're not quite there yet. We still have to improve our foundations, get better at our process, get better at our prototyping and B2B delivery muscle. But eventually we get to a point where it's okay, let's just spend more money on ads and just get more people, and we can keep building on these great processes that we've battle tested. Cool. So our closed won goal for the year is $1 million. We're at 585. Most importantly, hitting this $1 million goal, which I'm confident we will be, is not about $1 million. It's actually about what do we become in getting to that number. What processes, what sales functions, what reps and sets we get from actually doing the thing to get that $1 million number. The bigger goal, which I'm focused on, and I think everyone surely will be as well, is how do we hit $5 million in 2025? That's the key goal I'm getting people to start thinking about, because we're going to achieve this $1 million number pretty quickly. Continue to add great logos. InDrive's up there, which is great. Let's talk about current status. So 4 things to double click on here. The first one, as I mentioned, is efficiency. I'll put this as sales and marketing efficiency, which is about doing more with less, is rapidly improving. And this is from a smaller, more aligned team. So we had 21 calls completed last month versus 22 in June, so roughly the same amount. Completed calls is someone speaking to us, telling us about the business opportunity, us going back and forth with them. From calls become opportunities, right? Which is basically we've qualified them. Typically, it's do they have budget, do they have authority, do they have need, do they have timing, do they have a goal, etc. 7 of the 21 calls convert to opportunities, which basically means we're negotiating it, we're submitting a proposal, those sorts of things. That's up from 4 last month. So last month we had 20% of calls convert into opportunities. This month it was 30%, which means there's a higher quality funnel we're hopefully getting, because they're more aligned conversations that are turning into business opportunities. And we send out 12 proposals. We can't win deals unless we send out proposals. We're getting better and better at this, which is great. Pipeline quality still remains an issue. And when I talk about pipeline, I mean it's the conversations we're having out in the market. It's still not great. We still have a lot of noise in the funnel. And the sad reality is 90% of people that want to work with us won't have the budget or the qualifications to actually do that. And that's okay. We just got to better filter them out so they don't take up our team's time. We are up and running with a few new pages on LinkedIn, Quora, and Reddit, as well as some dedicated landing pages around Microsoft Dynamics 365. So all in all, this is getting better, but still a big opportunity to get more pipeline. Cool. Last thing on status before I pass to Atta. Hiring remains a key focus. So we're welcoming Moise, who's joining us as a Senior Director of Marketing on August 26th, right? His number 1 goal is to help us get to this $5 million number next year, right? Being a new leader, he won't have much of an impact in the first few months as he sort of gets up to speed. But I'm really focusing him on how do we build the foundations, the marketing muscle to reach that $5 million next year. He's going to be in the whole office on level 4. And Moraine's going to be his buddy, which we're very excited about. So we also welcome Farhan to the sales engineering team. He's working with Remit, and it will be a key point of contact as Remit scales the Nun at K2 next week. And we're also speaking to Kashif around his potential sales leadership position. He currently works as the global head of sales at Systems. We're going back and forth. We're not waiting for him. We're still speaking to new candidates, but it is a potential high impact candidate we're speaking to in the pipeline. Lastly, on some unfortunate news on the SDR team. So we decided to restart this. We were just not where we needed to be in seeing the dedication and impact we needed from that team. So we reduced that SDR team down from, I think, 7 or 8 down to 2. Now we just have 2 SDRs, Bilal and Rita, who are doing a really good job. Our sales leader, whether it's Kashif or otherwise, is still probably 6 to 12 weeks away. So we're looking at how do we onboard SDRs efficiently in that time. The good thing is we have an SDR onboarding program, which is up and running, but we are being very selective around how do we do this to make sure we don't end up in a similar situation of not being successful with these people. Cool, that covers the current status. InDrive, this was a massive win on the month of July. Atta, I'll pass to you to share the updates and learnings with the team. Atta, you might be on mute.
Thank you, Andy. Can you hear me now, guys?
Yep.
Amazing. So as we all know that we have closed our first MSA with InDrive, which is $1 billion plus company. In fact, $4 billion company. I think what went well there is that we as a team were showing a lot of flexibility and speed, and special thanks to I think Badr and Rahmat and then Marine. They really worked very well with the team. So I'm very, very happy that we have signed it. I still feel that we are incredibly lucky that we have signed InDrive, and I hope that as an organization, as a team, we'll continue to show real commitment, great excellence. I was talking to Andy the other day that we as a company are not used to work in B2B environment. So I hope that sales is just 5%, but I think more than 95% is service delivery. So if we are able to deliver very good work over there, share top talent, so we'll have more and more opportunity in this account. So I think that we'll be able to land more business with them, provided if we are able to provide right talent for them, and if we are able to provide the right focus, right balance, like one person, one project only, unlike other previous practice. So I hope that will continue to make it more and more bigger. Around Android and iOS, we feel that we do not have depth of that talent. I think the brother is already working with I think Junaid Rahmat. So hopefully we'll have right talent with us soon.
Thanks, buddy. I know how hard you worked and how hard the team works getting that across the line. And as you said, the work is really just beginning. We crossed the first milestone of helping them trust us and get confidence in us. But then the real work is actually delivering on our promises and commitments, which is in the hands of the right people.
Yeah.
Now, I know InDrive is just one company, but I truly believe we're going to look back on this moment probably in the next 3 to 5 years as a key inflection point of like, do you remember when we won InDrive? And we'll see that as it wasn't just about InDrive. It was actually about, okay, now we've got InDrive. We can find 10 more other companies like InDrive. This is a really big proof point, which is our opportunity to really deliver on. But I really see this as a huge inflection point and turning point and milestone in the B2B journey, which we should all take a moment and be proud of. So way to go, Atta. Well done. All right, let's keep moving. Actually, before we keep moving, any questions, comments, or thoughts on either the current status or InDrive from the team?
All good, except that the call completed count remained the same for 2 months. Maybe this is something that I think Moiz we're waiting for Moiz to come to build our pipeline better, but that's the only thing that we should now look on.
That's right. that there's two things going on in that calls completed. One is the quantity. The second one's the quality, right? We're trying to improve both at the same time. The more important one is actually the quantity right now, and that's what's converting to opportunities and close one. Mo's going to be focused on both as well, but we are shifting to like, how do we have higher quality conversations, and we're qualifying out a lot. So for example, we're not wasting time. If someone comes inbound and they're not clear, not qualified, we'll send them an email, but we're very quickly just move them out of the funnel and not have a call, versus previously we may have jumped on a phone call with them.
Makes sense. And in terms of delivery that Ata was talking about, I think delivery is one thing, but under delivery, communication is also very important. So that's where our customer success department will come in. Any update on that? Or maybe while that happens, Junaid Asrar is coming up, maybe building an L&D department that can teach our existing engineers to communicate better can really help.
Both good points. Yes, we need a customer success team and department, and yes, we need to ensure everyone can communicate effectively.
Makes sense.
Cool, thanks Usman for adding. Any other comments or questions before we move on? Okay, let's keep moving. So new deals by month. So these are not calls, these are actually just deals that come inbound. And remember, there's three things to think about. There's deals where someone says, hey, I want to talk to Devsinc, or I have interest. The second one is a completed call, which means that we actually speak to them and assess their needs, and there's an opportunity, which means there's a real business opportunity here. This is our deal count for the last 6 months. So we're seeing a lot of deals in the USA. There is some paid programs here, for example, on Facebook, which is driving these numbers up. But the key takeaway I want you to take here is we're seeing a lot of deals in lots of different regions. USA still remains our biggest region as far as like where we see opportunities. But I'd probably say the highest quality conversations are coming in the Middle East, like in Drive. Open deals for negotiation. This is the most exciting part in that last update. So was there a question from someone? Javad, go ahead.
So yeah, in the last slide that you showed, so are these inbounds or outbounds, or are they coming from ads or direct? So do we have that segregation?
We do have that segregation, not on this slideshow. These are coming from probably 90% inbound, right? Because without an outbound SDR team, we're doing very little outbound, if any. It's all coming inbound. It comes inbound one of two ways. People come directly to us, they know Devsinc, they've heard of Devsinc, or alternatively, we're advertising on LinkedIn, on Facebook, somewhere else, and they're seeing Devsinc and then coming inbound. But as far as where it's coming from, it's safe to assume it's 90% inbound.
Makes sense.
Just to add a point here, we do have our marketing, sales and marketing program or a sheet. You can find it in our global drive. The segregation is already there on the monthly basis. I update it on 1st of every month.
Thanks, Marian. Cool, moving on. This is the most exciting part of the July update that went out, which is deals actively in negotiation. So there's 15 of them, I think. There's 14 here. I think the number's just up to 15 now. These 15 live conversations that have gone from a deal to a completed call to we're actively negotiating, right? So that's the number we're talking about here. Now, our average sales cycle is typically 30 to 60 days, which means from the moment they come as a deal, the ones that close normally take 30 to 60 days to mature. What's exciting is we've got not only 15 deals in the pipeline, but they're also the mature deals. And it's good when these deals are maturing, so it means we're sort of doing the reps and steps of them. This 534,000 is potential new sales revenue. Now, not all of these will close, things will come up. But it's important to know that we've never actually been in a better position starting a month than we are right now. So InDrive is a big win, but also looking forward, we've never been more confident. Okay, like we'll be able to keep winning new customers because we have the deals and pipelines. We have the pipeline and conversation to actually close more new business in the month of August. Cool. Speaking of August, what are the top 3 goals we're focused on? The first one is support B2B client migrations. Javad, Marine, Amsal, and I are supporting behind the scenes the key goals now with the B2B clusters. Now we're focused on learning as much as we can, but it is a focus of the team to make sure that we can start migrating customers across from a B2C to B2C, B2C to B2B model. Second goal is to close 200K of new revenue. Right now, we're annualizing about $1.5 million of closed won on B2B, right? Now, if we look forward to August, we've got 535 for light stage pipeline. That's what we spoke about a moment ago. Historically, we closed this at 20%, which means we've got $107,000 of that 535, which should drop, right? Because that's what we close normally. This should be higher because those conversations are mature and they're high quality conversations. But for now, let's assume it's 100K, which means to achieve our goal of 200K, we need to either close more at a higher rate, which is what I just spoke about, or secondly, have deals that come through the pipeline that close quickly. So this 535 is important, but we still need new deals to come in and close quickly if we want to keep closing 200K of new revenue each month. The third big goal for August is onboard Moise and improve our social media strategy. Our social media team, led by Umair, does a really good job. But after 4 years of focusing on B2C content, shifting to B2B content is a journey. And it's going to be a throttle, not a switch. So we're working on getting our B2B content better as far as we do on social media channels. We're not making any changes to the team structure or core strategy right now. We're waiting till Maurice is on board in the next 3 weeks. And then he's going to be sitting on that floor and really guiding our B2B social media strategy. We have a lot of people I think it's like 20 people involved in our social media team, which is bigger than our entire B2B sales team right now. So getting them aligned, having the right impact and output and strategy is going to be a very big needle mover and hopefully drive a lot more deals as far as we can pick up and close new business. Cool. I'll pause there. Any comments or thoughts on our goals for August 2024? Okay, well, let's move to questions and discussion. Atta, thanks for sharing your presentation on InDrive and key learnings. I want to pass to the other sales leaders. Fasil, Usman, Atif, anything to add around what you're seeing in the B2B funnel and pipeline and how we're building the machine?
I think we are going in the right direction. Definitely, we need some help with the marketing to increase our lead. So brand footing is really important. So I think that's a step in the right direction.
Thanks, Fasil. Usman, Aslam?
Yeah, so thank you. So Andy, I believe you have covered almost everything. For customer success part, I believe there are two roles in sales. One is the hunter and the other is the farmer. So if let's say one guy is hunting the opportunity, the other one would be farming by cross-selling and upselling it. So by the time if currently we don't have our customer success team in place, so we can do it in a way that we can dedicate, I would say, someone from engineering who would be working as a farmer. For those B2B clients, those are already closed won. So just a suggestion.
Yep, good point. Every account that we sign needs to have an account owner, which is who's responsible for their success, which should be a non-engineering team member, right? Because engineering is delivery. We also need a friendly, smiley face that stays out of the weeds of the technical aspects. I'll make sure we have that program written up between now and when we actually have a CS team member on board.
Right.
Thanks for sharing that, Usman. Maureen, anything to add?
No, I think so. We are pretty much clear about the things we are going. We are well directed. We just need to improve and be a better version of ourselves each and every day. Yeah.
For sure. Definitely want to keep focusing on progress versus perfection. I agree with that. Cool. Any other questions or thoughts from the floor?
No, I'm good.
All right. Well, Usman, Asif is heading off to K2 on Friday. Usman, we all wish you massive success and we're rooting for you. Any closing words that you want to leave us with?
I think what's important, obviously, we are now shifting the whole company to a new direction. and each and every intersection will have some failures and accidents, and it's okay. I mean, we should learn from all the accidents that are happening and then just not repeat our mistakes. Okay, but this expectation should be there, that if mistakes are happening, that's sort of assumed, right? So and we do not want to overheat the thing either, right? So we cannot, our engineering and customer success is not ready right now, so we cannot just put InDrive on their lap and assume that everything will go right. No, it won't. We'll have to get involved. We'll have to make sure that it's very, very smooth, and then we can and hope for a future where the customer success and all the department will take care of their jobs. But right now, everything, every single thing is the fundamental of this B2B company that we are trying to build. So it's important that we are there every step of the way. Rest, we are in the right direction.
Awesome, Osman. Thank you. Safe travels, and we'll see everyone next month.